Welcome back to A Proverb a Day Keeps the Police Away. My name is Robert, and today we are diving into Proverbs Chapter 13. This chapter shows us the stark difference between the rewards of wise choices and the pitfalls of giving into temptation. In recovery, we know how easy it is to fall back into old habits if we're not careful. Today, we're going to read through Proverbs 13 and talk about how to stay strong even when temptation comes knocking. So let's dive in. Proverbs 13. Intelligent children listen to their parents. Foolish children do their own thing. The good acquire a taste for helpful conversation. Bullies push and shove their way through life. Careful words make for a careful life. Careless talk may ruin everything. Indolence wants it all and gets nothing. The energetic have something to show for their lives. A good person hates false talk. A bad person wallows in gibberish. A God-loyal life keeps you on track. Sin dumps the wicked in the ditch. A pretentious, showy life is an empty life. A plain and simple life is a full life. The rich can be sued for everything they have, but the poor are free of such threats. The lives of good people are brightly lit streets. The lives of the wicked are dark alleys. Arrogant know-it-alls stir up discord, but wise men and women listen to each other's counsel. Easy come, easy go, but steady diligence pays off. Unrelenting disappointment leaves you heartsick, but a sudden good break can turn life around. Ignore the word and suffer. Honor God's commands and grow rich. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, so no more drinking from death-tainted wells. Sound thinking makes for gracious living, but liars walk a rough road. A common-sense person lives good sense. Fools litter the country with silliness. Irresponsible talk makes a real mess of things, but a reliable reporter is a healing presence. Refuse discipline and end up homeless. Embrace correction and live an honored life. Souls who follow their hearts thrive. Fools bent on evil despise matters of the soul. Become wise by walking with the wise. Hang out with fools and watch your life fall to pieces. Disaster entraps sinners, but God-loyal people get a good life. A good life gets passed on to the grandchildren. Ill-gotten wealth ends up with good people. Banks foreclose on the farms of the poor, or else their poor lose their shirts to the crooked lawyers. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love. Love your children by disciplining them. An appetite for good brings much satisfaction, but the belly of the wicked always wants more. And friends, we are done with Proverbs chapter 13. It really makes it clear here that there are real consequences to the choices that we make. The verse, "A person's riches may ransom their life, but the poor can't respond to threatening rebukes," really speaks to that idea that our choices have lasting effects. In recovery, the choices that we make today are going to shape our future, and giving in to temptation can set us back in ways that we don't always see right away. The thought of the day: are the choices that you're making today setting you up for long-term success, or are they leading you down a path of regret? Temptation might seem harmless in the moment, but the consequences often last much longer than we think. In recovery, resisting temptation is about playing the long game. Each wise decision builds toward a better future, while giving in can bring setbacks that we just didn't see coming. Quote of the day: "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken," by Warren Buffett. Temptation really often starts out small, but once we let it in, it starts to snowball into something that's really hard to escape. It's better to resist the temptation early than to fight a battle later. Imagine that you've decided to cut out junk food and then you get invited to a party with a massive dessert table. You tell yourself, I'm just going to have a little tiny piece. But before you know it, you're holding a plate that's stacked with cake and all sorts of other desserts. And that's how temptation works. It starts small, but if we're not careful, it begins to snowball. Proverbs 13 is a reminder to stay strong from the start. So what's one temptation that's been creeping into your life lately? How are you planning to resist it and stay on track? It's always good to have a plan, and I would love to hear how you're tackling it in the comments section. And friends, that's it for today's proverb. So thanks again for tuning in to A Proverb a Day Keeps the Police Away. If today's chapter hit home for you, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about how you're handling temptation today. And join me tomorrow for the next chapter as we keep moving forward. I'll see you then.